Hello everybody. I just want to throw this out to the general Dungeons and Dragons community in regards to how they feel about healing surges and the new hit dice system that they're using for 5th edition. And it's a big problem with older generations of role players who have got some sort of a misconception about what hit points actually represent. And I just kind of had a rant on somebody else's channel about this, and I thought I feel so passionate about this that I need to get it out there on my own channel. Okay, so what hit points really represent when you are in combat is not getting stabbed with a sword. Let's just use that as an example. Nobody ever gets better at getting stabbed with a sword. You are bleeding to death or you are not. The sword has either punctured your vital organs or not. You don't get better at taking a sword to the guts. Okay, so let's work with that logic. Now let's look at what the hit points really represent. They are your stamina. They are your defensive ability. They are your fortitude in combat. They are your cardio. So when you're being pummeled around by some big beastie, because all it has to do is roll the dice and hit you, that hit represents it's hitting your defenses. It's forcing you to dodge out of the way. It's forcing you to take a blow, absorb it with your armor, whatever it takes to not have the sword hit you in the guts. But eventually you are going to get worn out. It's going to wear down your hit points to the point where one gets through your defensives and you get a sword to a vital organ. You then drop to the ground and bleed profusely. So in the latest version of the rules, I'll point to one very simple point here. When you're down on the ground at 0 hit points, you're below 0 hit points, okay? It's reduced you to the point of a mewling mess on the ground, vomiting up blood. And you are making death saving throws. This is to stop you from dying outright from shock and blood loss. Okay, you can die outright. So you make the saving throws. You stabilize. Stabilize represents not bleeding to death right now. Or, your face is not melting off, you're still breathing, processes are going on. And at this point, as a stable unconscious person, if you don't receive any first aid from somebody else, let's say you're just lying in a field, the beastie for whatever reason has moved off, or maybe you've fallen off a cliff or something and landed badly, and you don't have a cleric around to provide you with divine healing, you heal 1 hit point on a die roll of 1d4 hours. Okay? That's a bit different from getting your hit dice back when you rest for an hour, or healing all of your hit points overnight when you wake up in the morning. So that alone should signify to the people who think of hit points as being vital wounds that they've got it wrong. They've got a misconception here that is not borne out by the rules. That is why hit dice and healing surges don't make any sense to them. That's why they get this disconnect feeling about the whole healing thing. See, a cleric laying his hands on you, he's not stitching together wounds most of the time. Most of the time, he's just making you feel good. He's just giving you the will to carry on and fight. He's giving you your wind back. He's giving you back your cardio. That's what temporary hit points are. They're the will to fight. And I wish more people would sort of adopt that philosophy and just get over it.